I've come to document Swallownest today. I've just done Aston. I'm going to walk across the boundary. You can just see the sign here saying Lodge Lane. Just there. So I'm now walking in Swallownest. That's Worksop Road. So Aston cum Alton's got 3 settlements: Aston, Swallownest and Alton, and I think Swallownest is the bigger of the actual settlements. So I'm going to just stick to the main road, but just assume that mainly it's houses on either side, just more and more houses. Quite nice down the main road though. I'm just not so keen on the 1960s, but when I get to some of the facilities along here, I'll start to show you them. But I've been documenting Sheffield since the lockdown, and there was an agenda behind the lockdown as far as I'm concerned. And what they've done is they've changed society very quickly, cut a lot of connections between people because people couldn't see each other for a long time. They used it to close roads, they used it to do devious things behind the scenes. I was just checking my sound was still working then. And they got you ordering online, they got digital. They killed off all the small businesses. So they had a good plan, and that all happened too easily. Can't believe they said, oh, there's a lockdown, we'll roll this out. They must have been planning it for years before the lockdown. But one of the things is, I'm going to say in this, I think originally you were in the West Riding and you were in a rural type district, and then in 1974 Rotherham took you over, and what I'm saying is that Rother Valley needs to break away from Rotherham Borough. We don't get value for money. We're paying to the club, but we don't get any benefits or perks. So be interested on people's feelings from this area. Do you believe that Rotherham is good for you? Because where I live, I'm S25. I have no connection with Rotherham whatsoever. In S25, my connection's all Sheffield, and I begrudge £48 million on a cinema and hotel, which should have been done by the private sector. 35 million on a market that could have been done at about 5 million. So when I get down to the shops and everything, I'll restart the video. So we're now getting top of the hill where the shops are. But one thing in lockdown, I used to go to Thorsby Hall, and you could park up for free. And then after lockdown, guess what? There's all barriers in, and they used to give you a 30-minute grace, and then after about 6-12 months they then took away that 30-minute grace, that whatever you got to pay. So we've got, that's funeral directors, dry cleaners just there, pharmacy just there, and there's a big new resource centre just here. But I think you'll find that especially people who've lived around here, so much has been stripped out, you'll be able to tell me what's disappeared. But it's down as Aston Library and Neighbourhood Hub, but we're in Swallownest. It's a massive one, isn't it? It's a lot bigger than the one at Dinnington. Now there's always been complaints from my area that Aston gets a lot more than everybody else. I don't know how true that is, but you got the swimming pool as well. You might be happy with Rotherham Borough, certainly not where we live. Nice little Baptist church there. Looks like a castle, built in 19 98. I don't know. Oh, there's another. I don't know if that's part of the same church around the back. But you can just see, if you go either side of the main road, all it is housing. 40s, 50s, 60s, just acres and acres of it. But I'm wondering, has a lot of the shops gone down here and been replaced by this resource centre? There's all modern housing here. I'm sure there were more shops down here in the past. So we've got Crapper and Egg here, accountants, Moo's laundry service, bathroom showroom. But was there a cinema down here on this hill at one bit? That's dental. Like I said, there's a lot more shops in Swallownest than there is in Aston. Pretty much everything has come together into one settlement now. I don't know what your bus services are like into Sheffield around here. And I don't know whether people say they're from Sheffield or Rotherham round here. I mean, I live 14 miles out and I never say Rotherham, because Rotherham's about 8 miles from where I live. And all my business has always been done in Sheffield. So we've got what was the Royal Oak pub. I think it's the Royal Oak, this one. It's now our solicitors. Jack Whittam, Wednesday and Liverpool player. Used to be a landlord there. We were one of my dad's heroes from the 60s, but my dad managed to book him once. And he was a bit upset because my dad didn't know him. My dad did know him, but he just didn't tell him at the time. He just made him actually say his name out as though he didn't know him. So we've got, is that the Swallownest Hotel just there? Barber shop just there. Just look at the skies today. So we're on Workshop Road just here. It's quite the heart of all the community really. I'm just going to point my camera up here. I'm not actually going to walk up. I'm on Mansfield Road. On the right hand side, because it used to be a bus route, I think the 206 came up here. On the right hand side it's like industrial units. But I've walked along the main road there, and just imagine from this road here to that road there, it's just completely full with housing. That's all there is, estates, and then on the right hand side there's some industrial units. But I'm just going to show you this little church just here, and I'm sweating now. So there you've got the church. So just across here we've got the Sandwich Express and the Nails. So I've actually shown you three close pubs: the Bluebell, what I think was the Swallownest Hotel, and I just said it, the Oakant is at the Royal Oak just there. So we've got another salon, but people from round here, Hazel, will probably be able to tell me. if a lot of the useful shops have disappeared. So we've got a charity shop here, and I'm told that they don't pay any business rates, but they probably won't earn enough to pay business rates anyway. You can see another flower thing. They're all over the place in this area. Like I said, I've never really walked around here, and I know there's a river down here. So on this bridge there's a river. It looks a bit, not a great big river, but there's a river under this bridge. Now just here, where they built new houses, we've got the cafe just here. That's quite full of people. But this was actually a garden centre, a great little garden centre. So you can see now it's not a garden centre, it's being built on with housing, but it was a fantastic garden centre. You've got physiotherapy there, you've got the cafe there at the corner. Swallownest fish bar. Trying to determine which way I'm going now. There's quite a few different streets around here. Nails place. Food place. That's grill and oven. Another food place. I'm looking for the Turkish barbers next. Hair salon. Another elf place. Pharmacy. But I bet so many of the useful shops have disappeared from around here. Convenience store. Just have a look what's up here. Gives you an idea of the housing around here. On Queen's Road just there. So I just carried on up this road just to see where Autumn was. I ain't crossed over into Autumn, but I thought I'd show you. Optician there. A bit further down here we've got a useful shop that's closed. As you can see, it was Swallownest televisions. If you can see it, I can't see it on my screen. The sun's a bit bright, but that was, or it might still be. So it's still I thought it were closed, but there's nobody in at the moment. So that's still open, and there's even a number on it, so you can see the number there. So we got Zorba's here. Now, what was Zorba's previously? It wasn't a pub, was it? It's like a bit of a V in the middle here, so I'm going to come up the next bit. I'm just getting my bearings right. So I'm right on the back of the co-op at the moment. I just show you stuff, Chinese, meals to take away. SJ's kitchen. Smells nice. Barbershop just there. I've not found a Turkish barbershop yet. So I'm just coming back down to show you the co-op. But this is the central area really of Aston come Autumn. Got the co-op just there. So, design studio. Now I thought there were toilets around here and for the bus and everything, but I wonder if that's the old toilet block. I think it is. That computer place is the old toilet block. So we've got a house sales place, craft bakery, green scar spares is still here. So if Richard Burns is around, he'll be ecstatic at the moment. Papadoma Express. I've already been up that street, Reality Air, but there. So that's a vape shop and drinks and whatever. Betfred and then a barber's. But I've not noticed a Turkish barber yet, unless that's one. But it's changed a little bit around here, so have a lot of the shop fronts gone and been replaced by flats. Another lovely flower bed. Certainly no shortage of them all the way through Aston and now in Swallownest. Lovely crocuses coming through. I think we're going to have probably a bumper year on them this year for some reason. I just had a very interesting chat with a gentleman. I asked him, where do you consider yourself come from? And he said Rotherham, and because he was born and bred Rotherham, so he's from this area, but he classes it as Rotherham, and he's very strong on that. But we had a very interesting chat for about half an hour, I think, and we're pretty much of the same mindset. He's at Rotherham lad, I'm a Sheffield lad. I think people should be proud of where they come from. My objection though is that I said that the boundary of Rotherham is actually Wickersley, and we just live in Rotherham Borough. So you can see Aston Comorton there, Rotherham Road there, but there's some more shops up here. Now these shops are not what they were like in the past. So that takes you down to Bayton. It used to be a really narrow road that, when the pit was down there. Right dingy down there. So you've got heating and ventilation there. Master. And I remember this row of shops for a reason. That there used to be a windsurfing place here. And I think that's long gone for Rother Valley. Oh, sold because of Rother Valley, but I hardly see anybody windsurfing on Rother Valley anymore. So we've got financial management, air lounge, chaps barber. Don't know if that's a Turkish barber. Chinese food, beauty place. That takes you down to a fence. Now Swallownest ends at the bottom of the fence, but just here I remember this having signs forever ready. There's a garage and everything, and now it's a car wash place, so things change. It were always beautiful sign posted up there. So we'll get back onto Rotherham Road. So you can see the countryside over there, but I think a lot of that's been hit by housing over there. And then on this side, it's really been hit by housing. This is all new housing down here. This was all countryside down here to fence. It's now a lot of housing. There's a supermarket halfway down the hill. In fact, no, I'm not going to bother. It's a long way. But there's a supermarket. It's completely been built up down there now. So I've just been talking to a gentleman, said it was a franchise here, proper, well, it's still an auto centre, but I always remember the Ever Ready signs all over it when I was a kid. This thing stick in your head. I think the gentleman mentioned before those flats were there used to be something to do with a sign for Biggles Cafe or something. But it's a bit horrifying walking over here. I wasn't going to do it. but I think I've got to do it and just show you how much the greenbelt's been eaten into. So you can see the left hand side 1940s-ish housing or whatever. On the right hand side this is all new, this was all farms or greenbelt, and to me it's horrifying. The country can't really take 10 million extra people. It's reduced the wealth really of the general people in the UK, it's reduced GDP per head, and now where do you house all these people when we're only producing 60% of the food we should? But you can see the old farm buildings around the back. See just here. And if I go a bit further, I'll just show you the view. It's quite a splendid view down here though. If I just walk up here to show you the view from here. It's quite a view from there. I think that's Waverley down there in the middle of it all. But it's just more and more houses on our green belt. You can see the farm building's still there, but whether it's still a farm I don't know. If I walk a bit further down, I won't do it, I'll just show it you to there. So there you can see there's now an Aldi on the hill and more housing past the Aldi, so they're just eating in more and more into the green belt around here. So if you carry on down there to the fence, as you know it, that'll take you to Woodhouse Mill, and we'll get back onto the high street. But it's like a time capsule this. In 10-20 years time people will be able to see the changes. As you can see, the video quality is pretty superb out of a CX625, a Sony. So people have a perfect view of what this area was like, say 10 or 20 years ago. So we're now on Rotherham Road and heading towards Orton, and hopefully I can find the line. I've got a crib sheet with some information on, but there's still quite a lot along here. But I think it's at Whitecroft Solar Farm. It's going to be an absolute massive one. I think it's 4,500 acres. I hope people around here are going to object to it. That's more farmland gone. And the other issue is, in 25, 40 years or whatever, when the solar panels are no longer used, who's going to pay to have them all removed, and what we're going to do to recycle them? So we've got an old church here. It's now a business centre. I've not really noticed many traditional churches. We've got the one in Aston, which I did, All Saints, but I've not really noticed any churches in Swallownest. That Smart Life tattoo studio. So we've got Swallownest Miners Workingmen's Club here. I'll just show you that. It's quite a long video. Looks quite a nice setup now. You can see the floodlights. I think they're in the NCL League. I think they may be in the first division. I think you can just see the floodlights above it. But we'll carry on to Orton. Now, Aston Comprehensive is actually in Swallownest. This is what I was getting all confused with Wales and Kiverton yesterday. So I've already been up this road just to check things out. So you've got funeral directors there. So that's High Street, taking you back down to the bottom where the co-op is. And then we're on Orton Road. And then at some stage I should be picking up Orton. And I see Orton probably more as a bit of a farming, or an old farming community. I don't think there's a lot down here other than the comprehensive. I don't even know if it's called Aston Comprehensive anymore. You can see a large building up there, and I do have a bit of an axe to grind because Swallownest got a new Aston Swallownest XS have got a new swimming pool, while us at Dinnington and Aston lost ours. I thought that was a very unfair measure, but at some stage we should cross the boundary. But if I find nothing else from here to the boundary, if you can like the video, follow this channel and click on notifications for new videos in the future. I'd appreciate it. So somewhere down this road it says fish and chip shop on Alexander Road. Let's have a quick look. So just so you can see the fish and chip shop, Alexander. Must be still open because the sign's on the main road, but it seems to be shut now. Seems a bit early on a Friday, but somewhere down here is the bowling green, just I think. So get back onto the main road. It says bowling green down to the right. I think I'm right on the boundary now. I think I'm leaving Swallownest and moving into Orton, because this should be Hobson's Garden Centre, but it doesn't say it on the sign. You've got the Aston Comprehensive over there. It's still called the Aston Academy. Massive leisure facilities in there, and what I always said is when Maltby and Aston got a new swimming mass, it should have been split 4 ways, with Dinnington, Aston and Wales and Kiverton. Give all our kids a fair chance of swimming lessons, which is now denied to the kids where I live in Dinnington and Aston, something I had when I was a kid. So I'm pretty certain we're coming into Orton now. So what I'm going to do is wrap this video up, ask you to like it, follow the channel and click on notifications so you know about new videos. And that's over and out from Orton.